Yeah, hi there, this is tuxocher.com again. Welcome on my video channel. Today I want to talk about a little program which was updated a couple of days ago, and that's sort of a premiere here on my video channel. This program is for Macintosh system only, and the program is Pixelmator Pro, which was released in an update a couple of days ago. Pixelmator Pro understands itself, I guess, not mainly as a image processing tool, but a graphic tool or graphic design tool. But of course, it has all necessary features to do image processing even from a RAW file. And that is what we would want to take a look at now. And let's go to the Macintosh and try it out. Okay, I downloaded a trial version of Pixelmator app, and the trial period is about 15 days. Okay, here you got the startup screen where you can either create an empty document, and that is because mainly Pixelmator understands itself not mainly as a image processing tool, but also as a graphical tool for design and so on. But of course you can open images either from your photos folder or anywhere or from any location you like on your Mac. But also you could open up images which were opened recently, and that we will do now. We open this one, for example. And here we just go into the image. And what I think it's pretty nice, if you go here to Windows and to Workspace Layout, you can define some preferences, either if you're mainly for design or photography or anything else, but also if you're working in a brighter environment, you can switch the color of the program to light. That might be a little bit helpful if you are working in the sun. And by default, you can define the ruler units either in pixel or in centimeters or other units. Okay, we close that, but go to the dark again. And now we have here under the color balance entry most of the main processing opportunities you need to process a raw image. Like here you can manipulate the exposure, bring down the highlights a little bit, open up the shadows, and add a little bit contrast if you like, and of course to make the greener a little bit more popping in the image, you could add a little bit more saturation to the image. And here down here you got the color grading tools, sort of. You can here add the color for the shadows, highlights and midtones separately, of course. So you could do like make the shadows, the highlights a little bit towards the bluish color tone, and bring the shadows up to a little bit more reddish or warmer tone if you like, and increase that a little bit. Pixelmator has here the knob for before-after view, but it also got a split view for before after with Command C, as you can see here. That is pretty convenient, and as you know from my reviews on Lumina, that is what I'm missing in Lumina Neo. Okay, go back, and we will reset this because we want to go to another item, that is Pixelmator not calling it artificial intelligence, it's called machine learning. And so on some tabs you have machine learning, like here the enhanced tab, which should, like the automatic development in Lightroom, bring you a pretty result with just one mouse click. And in most of the cases this works pretty well. Okay, there are some cases where it doesn't work at all, where the image is too bright or too contrasty, but as a starting point it's always pretty good to give it a try. Maybe we open up another one. Okay, let's take this one here, and here we make it the same, make a enhance, even though I would open up the shadows a lot more than this one here, like this one. And here up here you got the tools for brushing some parts of the image, either to darken them or to lighten them up, or to desaturate or saturate them to enhance the image at that point. And of course they have the selection tools, like here the quick selection or the magnetic selection tool, where you can select either by form or by color. Maybe we'll do that here, like make a quick selection, and now we select the color, go like here in those gray tones, and here with the yellow mask, that's a color which you can switch, of course. You see the areas of the image which are affected by the mask, and now you can even increase the mask or decrease the mask to not to have the water areas here in the masking areas. And now you can apply this. And here, I don't know if you can see it here because of the compression of YouTube here, those wobbling lines that are the mask, and that's almost the same display like in Photoshop. And now we could go here to select a mask, and now we could do it also like Photoshop, either add the selection, or what I'm gonna do right now is to add a new layer with this mask like this. And that is one of the main advantages of Pixelmator Pro, that it offers the opportunity to work with layers. And if I click here, you have got here the mask, and if I click here and go to the color balance again, maybe like bring down the exposure, it should only affect the sky area. Okay, that's overdone, of course, but it's just to demonstrate the effect in the mask. And that is where you can work pretty similar to Photoshop CC. Of course, to store those masks and other informations in the image, Pixelmator uses its own file format, that is PXD, and the files are approximately 3 or 4 times the size of the original raw image, but that is not bad at all. So that this one here, that's the original raw image, had about 25 megabytes, and doing a file with layers, of course this depends how many layers you will include in the image, you get around image size of 75 to 100 megabyte for this image. And last but not least, you can of course export those images to any given format. Go here to export. There we got another dialog, and as you can see here, you can export this image as a Photoshop document. And if we do that, you can open this in Photoshop CC. Maybe we do that pretty fast. Go to the images here, I think it was 21. Okay, here you got the PSD file I did in another session. And if you click that one, Adobe Photoshop CC is opening. And now you got here the same image I did with the Pixelmator session with the 2 layers and the mask, and that is pretty impressive. So you can exchange images you process with the Pixelmator to another one, or even do enhanced image processing with Photoshop. Okay, let's close this. And of course you can here choose any other format you like JPEG, or since it's more graphic program, you can also choose the portable network graphics with transparent backgrounds and so on. And of course you could choose TIFF files. Okay, as you could see, that Pixelmator Pro includes all necessary features to process images, even raw images, with this tool. The only maybe disadvantage, that's not a non-destructive editor. You have to save the results, and that is stored in Pixelmator Pro's own file format, and that is PXD. But as I showed you in the video, Pixelmator Pro can store Photoshop compatible PSD files, even with including the layers and mask and so on. So you can use this program as a starting point and work later on with Photoshop CC if you like, or if you're in a team where different programs are used. For the raw processing, including color grading and so on, all necessary features are on board. You can export the images in different file formats, including JPEG, and what's maybe a little bit important, in the new or relatively new high format, and of course in TIFF, and as mentioned before, in Photoshop CC format. Pixelmator Pro is available, as I mentioned, for Macintosh only, and costs around 40 euros, which is not too much for a sophisticated program like that one. And the company offers a trial version, which is restricted to 15 days, but I guess that's time enough to get an idea if you like the program or not, and if you want to buy it at the end of the trial period. Okay, that was my little review or view on Pixelmator Pro. And if you have any questions on that program, you might as well place those questions here in the comments of the video or in the comment sections of the corresponding blog post. And if you think this video was a little bit helpful to you, you might as well think about placing a like on the video, and surely I would appreciate if you subscribe my channel, but then don't forget to hit the bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Okay, that was my little view on Pixelmator Pro, and all I have to say, till the next time, ciao, tux oche.